It's spring. Almost.
It's tomorrow.
So we've got a list of what we're drinking this spring. Hi friends, I'm Laura, this is Troy, we're Baker Drinks, and these are the bottles of whiskey that we are drinking spring 2024.
Yep, changing of the seasons means changing of what we're drinking, kind of.
Kind of.
We've got a couple on our list that it don't matter what time of the year it is, we're going to reach for these.
Yeah, so I'll start. No one's going to be surprised because I say I drink it all the time, because I do, year round, it doesn't matter. One of my go-tos, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. It's low proof, tastes good, easy to find.
Tastes good is an understatement. Those Single Barrel Select Jacks, the black labels, are fantastic.
I have heard a couple people say they got bad ones, but I guess we've been lucky because we've found good and great.
Yeah, of the 7 or 8 of them we've gone through so far, we've not had a bad one yet. And, you know, for me as well, no big surprise here. You know, I'm going to have a Russell's pick on my list. It's just something about these Russell's picks that hit my palate perfectly. It don't matter if I want one quick drink or if I want to sit down and have a drink that I think about and savor and enjoy. This is what I'm going to grab probably 9 times out of 10.
But, you know, there are things that change. And it may be the season changing our moods, but it could just be the bottles that we've come across. So first, we've got a simple, cheap, easy to find bottle. That's the JTS Brown Bottled and Bond 100 proof. This is from Heaven Hill. We recently got this, so I think that's why this is our base, cheaper, budget-friendly option that's on our list. But we really enjoy the flavor, so we're happy we got it. And I mean, we're putting a dent in it already.
At $19 for this thing, I can put it in a cocktail and not worry about I'm wasting whiskey on a cocktail. It's got great flavor, so I can sip this neat. It's 100 proof. You can put it on ice if you want. It just so versatile, and the flavor is like really good. I was so surprised at how much I liked this, because it's one of those bottom shelf or budget whiskeys that, you know, we're more often than not even looking down there. We had our go-to forever with Early Times Bottled and Bond, and this is a nice alternative to that Early Times Bottled and Bond. If you haven't checked out the JTS Brown 100 proof, you should.
Next, I've been really into fruity bourbons. I don't know if it's because the sun is shining and it makes me think of being outside and I don't necessarily want something high proof, or it's just what's hitting my palate right now. So I know there could be some hate from this, but it's easy to find near us. So just the standard Buffalo Trace. I love this bottle. We will always have it on the shelf. It's just got that fruity flavor that I don't get in other brands. And it's easy to find for us. It's cheap. Again, if I wanted to make a cocktail, I would, but I have no desire to, just because I like the flavor of it. So I don't want to hide the flavor.
And I kind of went down that same road. We always put a Buffalo Trace product on a list, and people are like, I can't find that in my area. It's allocated. I only see it once a year. The price is raised up too high. So I grabbed one that's a nice alternative. This is the Smoke Wagon Small Batch, and it's 100 proof, so it's more than the 90 proof Buffalo Trace. And I would say this kind of lands somewhere flavor-wise between the Buffalo Trace and the Eagle Rare. So if you have a hard time finding those two bottles, I would reach for a Smoke Wagon Small Batch. This is coming in at about $40 in our area, and the flavor is very, very good. It's fruity, it's complex. There's a lot going on in that bottle for $40, and I feel like it stands up to the Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace well.
And then, in general, we're going with single barrels. So, obviously, they won't be the same ones that you can find or you have, but that's kind of our go-to. We got our simple go-tos that are just always going to be on the shelf that we just went through. But then we're reaching for single barrels. We like that unique flavor profile. A lot of them are higher proof. You get a little more bang for your buck, I guess.
Yeah, and we've just transitioned to that point in our whiskey journey where we're looking for those unique one-off profiles. It's that same product that you know and love, but in a single barrel, it's just a little off profile in a unique way. And there's teams of people that go out and pick these things. And if you find a store that you trust their palates, you can trust that most of their single barrels are going to be good. And I would give them a try.
Yeah, so this first one, this is the only bottle we've ever had from this brand, but we're probably going to get more. This is a Tumble and Dice. It's a single barrel proof, and it's 6 years old. I was blown away the first time we tried it. I couldn't believe how flavorful it was, and I loved the flavor of it. So
get a nice crack in there.
It looks like it was dropped at some point, not by us, but I guess it's holding up. There must be some thick glass at the bottom. Or maybe we're going to have to drink it faster. I don't know. But Tumble and Dice, very good.
Yeah, and anybody that is watching our channel that's kind of local to us, this is from Rainier Liquor over in Rainier, Oregon. They've still got them on the shelf. They're very good. Highly recommend. For me, I'm reaching for this Remus single barrel. We have not been the biggest fans of just the straight George Remus bourbon. We've had it in the past. It ended up in our cocktail machine, our Bartesian, because it was just kind of blah. This single barrel, though, if you can find one of these, and more importantly, this one was picked by Ross and Squibb's master distiller, Ian Sturzman. You're probably not all going to find one of those, but I hope you do. These are so good. The flavor in there is amazing. It's just that old Remus standard bourbon cranked up to 11.
And then one that most of you probably don't know anything about. It's a small distillery in Washington State, so it's, hasn't made its way around yet. But that is the Copper Works. We took a trip up there. I actually filled this bottle, so that was even more fun. Got whiskey all over the place. I feel like more whiskey ended up on me than ended up in the bottle, but that's okay. But this is a American single malt whiskey from Seattle, and it's delicious.
Yep, it's right down on the waterfront in Seattle. It's kind of a boutique-y looking distillery. You wouldn't know the distillery was even in there.
No.
But you go inside, the staff is amazing. It was pretty late at night on a Saturday. They were getting ready to close, and the bartender actually took us down through the distillery to let Laura fill this bottle after we tasted through a flight of them. That's cask strength, 124.4 proof, and the color is dark. It's so amazing. And I feel like for 4 years old, there's a lot going on in that bottle that you're not going to get in another bottle at 4 years old, especially aging in the Pacific Northwest. But if you have not heard of Copperworks, I'm sure you're going to soon, because they're hitting the scene hard and they're making a name for themselves around us anyways.
And that's our list for this spring 2024. If you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if you change up what you're drinking, or if you've got your go-tos like we do that we drink year-round. We love hearing about them, love responding. We'll see you again soon. Cheers.